Right now, police share updates on multiple shootings from earlier this month, saying an arrest has been made in the one that left a dozen people hurt at a downtown apartment. Plus, a state of emergency declared by Governor Tony Evers following last weekend's tornadoes, what the declaration does to help with cleanup. And some Democrats openly worried about President Biden's performance during last night's debate, what they're saying ahead on News 3 Now at 10. Thank you for joining us. Madison police sharing 3 updates on 3 separate shootings from earlier this month. One of those shootings happened during a rooftop party at a downtown Madison apartment complex. Tonight, a 17-year-old boy from Sun Prairie is now charged with second-degree reckless endangerment from the shooting at the Lux apartment complex during the early hours of Sunday, June 9th. A dozen people were hurt either by gunfire or in the scramble to get away, but it could have been a lot worse. Police say there were 250 people there at the time of that shooting. Police do not believe the boy acted alone. They're looking for more suspects.
So we know that there were different shell casings of different calibers, which would suggest multiple weapons. However many shooters, we don't know. We just do not know.
Chief Barnes calling the shooting chaotic, saying victims were treated for their injuries in the street. And Madison authorities have also put out an arrest warrant for the man they say is their suspect in an attempted homicide on the night of June 9th on Madison's east side. This is 37-year-old Jerome Jacobs Jr. He's believed to be hiding out in the Madison area. Police say he shot 2 people. Weeks later, one of the victims remains hospitalized in critical condition. Anyone with information on where Jacobs is or with information on the Lux apartment shooting are asked to call Madison Area Crime Stoppers. That number, 608-266-6014. And that weekend of violence began with a deadly shooting outside a bar on Williamson Street early Friday, June 7th. 27-year-old Alwayne Jones Jr. was found dead at that scene. Chief Barnes says 26 warrants have been served since that weekend, and there are persons of interest in the Willie Street case. MPD says this year's homicide rate is lower than last. At this time last year, the city had 7 homicides. Right now, we're at 2. Well, for many, the weekend has already started, and if you have outdoor plans, don't let this thunderstorm that's passing through right now scare you. The wet weather has brought meteorologist Blaze Keller inside. He joins us now with his first warn forecast. Blaze, look at you. You're being dry right now.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if the umbrella that we have would maybe hold up with some of this rain that's moving through, particularly Dane County, but thank you for putting me inside on this 10 p.m. Friday night, producers and directors. I appreciate it. We do continue to watch that marginal risk sit over parts of Wisconsin. Now, again, localized strong wind gusts and large hail are our greatest threat, but I would say that window has all but closed, and I'll tell you why here in just a moment. We will continue to watch scattered showers and thunderstorms through at least the early morning hours, but by about 5, 6 o'clock, if not maybe earlier, we're drying out. You know, the future track isn't quite aligning with what's currently going on. We find a lot more of that activity across eastern parts of Wisconsin, and particularly into Dane County, where we do find more of that thunderstorm activity, those lightning strikes kind of popping up there across downtown, up in Sun Prairie, even north into southern parts of Columbia County as well. But this is really our best thunderstorm at the current moment. But there's just no energy still for these storms to use. You saw where they just were and where the shading is. That's the energy that these storms would otherwise need to not only stay storms, but to become severe. So I think that window is closed. We're going to continue to track that out, but also we're tracking quiet conditions for the weekend, and we'll talk about that here in just a few minutes.
All right, Blaze, thank you. A state of emergency tonight following last Saturday's tornadoes throughout southern Wisconsin declared by Governor Tony Evers. That declaration helps expedite resources for areas cleaning up from the storm. 10 confirmed tornadoes touched down across 9 counties, and some areas received 5 to 6 inches of rain. And a Wisconsin youth prison counselor died during an attack by an inmate at the facility this week. But in death, many are honoring what he is giving others as a life-saving gift, his organs. Chandler Ducker has the story from a ceremony in Wausau.
Here at Wausau Spires Hospital, more lives were changed because of one man's selfless decision. The ceremony started with an honor walk through the hospital and then concluded with a flag-raising ceremony in Corey Prue's honor.
Becoming an organ donor is really a personal choice that anybody can make. It's important to talk to your family about your wishes before tragedy could come.
One organ donation can save up to 75 lives or more.
So we think about the heart, the lungs, kidneys, pancreas, those more solid organs we think of, but there's so many other gifts with the corneas, tissue donations.
The process takes some time.
It's not something that happens immediately. So once that choice is made and somebody is fit for organ donation, it does take time to match that donor with their recipients because there needs to be a good match there.
For some families, organ donation can provide peace in a very difficult time.
In this immense grief and tragedy, there is hope today, and I think that's a message that Corey and his family was able to give to our community today.
Two 16-year-olds have been charged in Prue's death. Javarius Hurd and Ryan Nyblom. Both have been moved from the youth prison to the Lincoln County Jail. Back in southern Wisconsin, authorities in Adams County are investigating a suspicious death after an adult body was found buried on the property of a missing Strongs Prairie homeowner. Deputies were called to a home there yesterday on a welfare check after a caller said 62-year-old Sharon Miller of Friendship hadn't been seen or heard from in 3 days. At her home, neither Miller nor her son, 37-year-old Jamie Lumbee, were there. However, deputies noticed the ground on the property was disturbed. A search warrant was obtained and a body was dug up. It has not yet been identified. Now, authorities are trying to get in touch with Lumbee, Miller's son. Anyone with information about their disappearances is asked to call the Adams County Sheriff Office. That's 877-885-7786. And ahead of a warm weekend, the DNR is reminding boaters to help stop the spread of invasive plants and animals in our waters as part of the Great Lakes Landing Blitz. From now through July 6th, volunteers at Invasive Species Prevention Partners will be greeting Wisconsin boaters at landings and access points across the state. There, they'll share information on how to prevent the spread of invasives.
You know, the easiest thing is clean off any of your material, any of your boating or equipment. Make sure that there's nothing attached to any mussels or anything that could be attached to your boat and your fishing lines or anything. Clean off any mud because some of those invasive species are so small and they can hide easily in mud. So you want to make sure that's all gone.
You should also drain your live wells and dry equipment for at least 5 days before going to another body of water. And turning now nationally, President Biden's campaign aides shot down any speculation that he would or should withdraw from the race following a halting debate performance last night. But some Democrats are now openly saying they're concerned. Bradley Blackburn has the latest from New York.
In North Carolina Friday, President Biden sounded less hoarse and appeared more energetic than he did during Thursday night's presidential debate.
I know I'm not a young man.
His performance on stage against former President Donald Trump raised questions among many Democrats about Biden's age and fitness.
I don't speak as smoothly as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to. But I know what I do know. I know how to tell the truth.
Almost from the get-go, the 90-minute face-off in Atlanta sparked concern.
Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Campaigning in Virginia, Trump called last night a big victory for him and railed against his rival.
Joe Biden's problem is not his age. It's not his anything, really. It's got no problem other than it's his competence.
Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson argued Biden should be removed from office.
Under the Constitution, of course, it's the cabinet that makes that decision. I would ask the cabinet members to search their hearts.
Publicly, Democratic leaders backed Biden.
It was a bad night, but it's not the end of the campaign.
We saw integrity on one side and dishonesty on the other. That's how I saw it.
On X, former President Barack Obama urged voters to back his former vice president in November, writing, quote, "Bad debate nights happen. Trust me, I know." Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
The Supreme Court will answer the question of whether former President Trump is immune from criminal prosecution on Monday. Earlier today, Chief Justice John Roberts announced that he will be the final day of opinions from the current term. There are as many as 4 opinions outstanding, including the Trump immunity case. It's arguably the most anticipated and consequential case the High Court has had this term. And speaking of the Supreme Court, justices ruled today that cities can ticket homeless people for sleeping outside. The High Court siding with the town of Grants Pass, Oregon in its anti-camping ordinances. Justice Neil Gorsuch wrote the opinion for the 6-3 conservative majority. He said the ordinance does not qualify as cruel and unusual punishment under the Constitution's 8th Amendment. But Justice Sonia Sotomayor wrote in her dissent, sleeping is a biological need, and the ruling is akin to punishing people for being homeless. And a summer COVID-19 surge is here. For weeks, cases have been rising in at least 38 states, according to data from the CDC. Over the past few months, the variant that drove the winter surge has been overtaken by newer offshoots. CDC says 2 of these new variants now account for more than half of the infections in the U.S. Meanwhile, a new COVID-19 vaccine could be coming this fall based on these latest strains. New test results indicate the bird flu is traveling from dairy farms to milk processing plants. However, testing by the FDA also confirms that the commonly used flash pasteurization method entirely neutralizes the virus. The agency tested 275 raw milk samples collected from farms in 4 states from herds that had tested positive for H5N1 or bird flu. Half the samples came back positive for the virus, with a quarter of those proving to be infectious and capable of making humans sick. Preheating the milk killed the virus, encouraging scientists to further warn consumers against using raw milk products. Well, police and wildlife rescuers are scrambling in Massachusetts to try to save about 100 beached dolphins. A resident reported the problem this morning as the tide was going out. The International Fund for Animal Welfare sent a team to respond. It found the Atlantic white-sided dolphins stuck in the mud and shallow water off of Cape Cod near the Herring River. Rescuers have spent much of the day trying to herd them into deeper water. Well, more stories are coming ahead here at 10. EAA Air Venture is less than a month away, but this weekend, you don't have to go to Oshkosh to see these historic planes. You can fly up in one this weekend at the Dane County Regional Airport. We go inside a World War II bomber next.
Lane's Farm and Fleet's 4th of July sale is going on now, so celebrate and save with great summer deals throughout the store. Like men's work and sport pocket tees, $12.99. Rewards members save an extra $2. 36-pound bags of Estate Lawn Fertilizer, $29.99. And select dog treats are on sale, 20% off. In a rush? Place your orders online at farmandfleet.com and pick your items up in our convenient drive-thru in just 1 hour.
Find value at Lane's Farm and Fleet.
Brothers Maine enjoys 4th of July festivities with family, friends, and fabulous kitchen and laundry deals. Our fireworks of savings on GE appliances and free delivery will make you ooh and ah. Feel like family at Brothers Maine.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. And your Ford dealer is the place to start. With a full lineup of vehicles and available powertrains. Get your ideal combination of power and capability with gas, hybrid, or all electric. But more important than the power you choose is what you choose to do with it.
Choose FlexBuy on a new Ford Edge and get 0% APR financing for 66 months plus $1,000 FlexBuy cash. Only at your local Wisconsin Ford dealer.
We're a really busy family of 6 and moving into a new house, and Empire made it really easy.
They brought samples to our house, quality products, and installation on our schedule.
And we're really happy with everything.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. We're a family-owned farm. With all the deliveries we make to stores and restaurants, when gas prices go up, we get hit pretty hard. We all know these big oil companies make huge profits off us. And I just think, how many guys like me do they have to screw over to make money? When I heard about President Biden's plan to crack down on big oil companies, I thought, okay, thank God. Because it's about damn time big oil companies started paying their fair share.
Dad always said I was special, that I would do something big someday. But for a while, we were just worried about getting to tomorrow. At UW Health, we found the team that made it their mission. Not just to get me through the day, but to give me a new life and a new kidney. Now, my future is infinite. UW Health. Remarkable.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show, it's a Mario Lopez milestone.
You just turned 50. Thank you. This what 50 look like.
My daughter will be like, Dad, what are you doing? You're like 1,000 years old.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Moving forward.
The King of Pop had a king-size debt. According to a court filing by Michael Jackson's estate, the singer owned more than $500 million toward the end of his life. Following his 2009 death, more than 60 creditors made claims against Jackson, with the filing detailing the debt was building interest at very high interest rates. The executors said in the filing that the Jackson estate's debt has been eliminated and that most of the claims and litigation against Jackson are resolved. Jackson was preparing for an upcoming concert residency in London at the time of his death. He was 50 years old. And you can take a ride in a piece of history this weekend in Madison. The EAA is opening the doors of their authentic World War II aircrafts to the public. Our Maddie Heimsch brings us on a tour.
These dog tags represent veterans who served on these World War II bomber planes 80 years ago. Now, the doors of the planes are open to the public here in Madison so you can experience their service firsthand.
EAA pilot Julie Cruz showed us around the B-25. Equipped with 2 machine guns and a cannon, Cruz says the aircraft played a pivotal role across all branches of the U.S. Armed Forces, making it one of the most iconic planes of the time.
We do have veterans, that they can't move so well, but as soon as they get back on the airplane that they flew, it's amazing what happens to them. They get transformed and they almost get taken back in time and they start climbing around everything. And for their families to see that, it's amazing.
More than 10,000 B-25s were manufactured during the war, and now only a few dozen remain.
It's very emotional for family members that come out here and get to sit in the same position that their family members sat in during the war.
Both the bomber and a 1920s commercial airliner are available as interactive exhibits.
To understand where we are today is to learn it from its roots. And this being the first airliner, this is what started it all. They were learning how to fly. They were pioneering travel, trying to set up the infrastructure for the future of aviation.
You can come experience these planes for yourself here at the Dane County Regional Airport Saturday and Sunday. Reporting in Madison, Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
Maddie, thank you. We have ticket information for the experience up on channel3000.com right now. An international festival is back at the Overture this weekend. The 2-day event is a celebration of the cultures that call Dane County home. More than 30 different cultures in Dane County will be represented in a variety of different ways, from multicultural fun, food, and plenty of live performances during the next 2 days.
This event truly is for everyone. I've even carried my own children in carriers through the event. So as babies, they could enjoy the space as well, to whatever age you want to be here in our space. So it is young and old and everything else in between.
So if this all sounds interesting to you, you can see it for yourself tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. or Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Admission is free. Just head over to the Overture for a day full of fun. And a brand new attraction opened today at Disney's Magic Kingdom in Florida. Guests can now ride Tiana's Bayou Adventure in the space that was once Splash Mountain. The layout of the ride is the same. New audio animatronics figures and music tell the story of Princess Tiana from Disney's 2009 movie, The Princess and the Frog.
And just seeing Tiana for the first time, you're just like, that's my girl, she's here.
Those animatronics were amazing.
Amazing. My favorite part of Tiana's Bayou Adventure was the different scents throughout the whole thing. We smelled the beignets, and it was just awesome.
Splash Mountain at California's Disneyland Resort is in the process of being converted to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. It'll open up later this year. Well, meteorologist Blaze Keller back with another check of the first warn forecast. Blaze?
And we're still underneath that marginal risk here as we move further through the 10 o'clock hour, but I am very confident that our severe weather window has been closed for quite some time, but we're still going to keep this marginal risk, even though there's not a whole lot working for these storms. Local, strong wind gusts, localized strong wind gusts, localized large hail would be our greatest threat. And I just want to show where even the nearest tornado threat is. That's off towards Des Moines, just to give folks at home, because we have had a very active couple of weeks, to say the least, some peace of mind that at least the environment for a brief week tornado is well off into central Iowa. And as I mentioned, because we've been overcast all day today, we even had that rain during the morning. We did not break apart the cloud cover to otherwise make the atmosphere unstable again. We've been pretty much stable throughout the day. Even now, there is no energy for these storms to use. And like you and I at home, if we don't have food in our stomach to give us energy, we just don't want to work or do anything. And that's kind of what's happening with these storms right now. So even Future Track kind of pulling us through the 12:30 in the morning time frame into Saturday, still eyeing that chance for a shower or thunderstorm, but I think we will actually watch them dissipate even sooner as an incoming high pressure system moves on in. So currently we find the greatest and really the strongest thunderstorm over Dane County. If we take it in, across plains, we're pretty much dry. Maybe if we look off towards the east, we'll see some flashes of lightning. But over downtown is kind of where we're beginning to see it end. Sun Prairie into Portland. Now we're moving into more of Jefferson, Dodge counties as well, dealing with more of that shower and even thunderstorm activity. But for the most part, even the lightning strikes are fewer. So that is an indication that the storm is really weak. So we'll just keep an eye on it. But as I said, I think we're pretty much out of the severe weather threat. We're in the 60s and 70s right now. We're going to linger in these temperatures as we continue to go overnight. Southerly winds are going to be breezy, and they're going to keep us on the warmer side. Not to mention we have that cloud cover. We're gradually going to be drying out and clearing out as a high pressure system begins to move on in. So watch as the slow moves on out. Maybe some morning lingering showers, but this incoming high pressure system really quickly clears out the cloud cover and keeps us sunny as we go not only into the rest of your Saturday once we get into the noon hour, but into your Sunday as well. And this is why we call it our fair weather friend, because it brings not only the open sky conditions, but less breezy conditions. So these are Future Track wind gusts. Watch as they die out as this high pressure system moves on in. So it's going to be a breezy Saturday, late afternoon, early evening. But once that high pressure system is set up, those wind gusts are barely topping even 10 miles an hour. So you can see why we kind of see call these high pressure systems not only our fair weather friends, but kind of a weather bubble too. They keep a lot of that activity around the edge. So other than the cloud cover through the morning hours on Saturday, we're eventually going to clear on out as we head further into the day, and that's going to allow us to climb into those low 80s by the afternoon. We'll be a little bit cooler on Sunday, so if you don't like the heat but you like the sunshine, you've got Sunday. And then starting later Monday in the evening and overnight, and really throughout next week, we see showers and thunderstorms return, and unfortunately that does mean that we could be tracking some storms as we look towards the 4th of July. Stay with News 3 Now. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
It's Empire Today's biggest sale, the 50-50-50 sale. 50% off carpet and flooring, 50% off padding and materials, and 50% off installation.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today, want to instantly look more attractive and years younger? The solution is whiter teeth. But you love coffee and tea, maybe even wine or smoking, and all of them stain your teeth and make them yellow. It's time you discovered Power Swabs, the fast 5-minute revolutionary treatment.
The first time I tried it, I was so surprised. My husband was so excited that he wanted to run out and get it. He said, "What have you been trying?" I said, "Well, I've tried this product called Power Swab." And he said, "I can't believe how white your teeth are." From that point on, I've been sold.
Power Swabs are guaranteed to whiten your teeth up to 2 shades after the first application. After 5-minute daily treatments for the next week, your teeth will be an average of 6 shades whiter. Power Swabs will whiten natural teeth and remove stains from veneers, bonding, caps, and crowns.
This is a Power Swab smile.
This is a Power Swab smile.
Call, go online, or scan the code on your screen right now to receive 50% off this 4th of July. You'll also receive the Power Swab Stain Out Quick Stick, absolutely free. And in addition, you will get free shipping.
Hi, I'm Jeff from Nuts.com. When my grandfather started this business in 1929, he relied on 4 important values: freshness, quality, variety, and service. I'm proud to carry on his legacy, but from a bigger space. We still freshly roast, season, and dip delicious nuts here in New Jersey and deliver them with the freshest dried fruits, snacks, and sweets to families that love our products all around the country, including mine.
We think you'll love nuts.com too, so check us out and enjoy 20% off plus free shipping on your first order.
I was raised by my wonderful grandparents who took care of me when my mother was struggling with addiction. Later, when Nana got frail, I was privileged to help take care of her. I believe it's our duty to honor our elders. So I've worked hard in the Senate to protect Medicare and nursing home care from those who've tried relentlessly to cut benefits. The least we can do is help those who've helped us. I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Choosing your own path. For those recovering from injury, illness, or stroke, choosing Encompass Health for inpatient rehabilitation may just be their most important choice.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2024. Vote for the Best of Madison online today, including the Del Bar for Best Restaurant and 4 other exciting categories in food and drink. Vote for the Del Bar on MadisonMagazine.com.
Well, no Zach tonight, so you're stuck with me doing sports, just as the Cubs were stuck in Milwaukee playing the first-place Brewers, winners of 4 in a row. Jackson Chourio would hit a grand slam in the 5th inning, and that's all Milwaukee would need for its 5th straight win, 4-2 over Chicago. Brewers' first-place lead only gets bigger now, 7 games ahead of the second-place St. Louis Cardinals. And a federal judge in California, meanwhile, issued a massive judgment against the NFL Thursday. That league was ordered to pay $4 billion. The class action lawsuit claimed the NFL broke antitrust laws with its NFL Sunday Ticket. That's a television package where subscribers can buy access to games. The plaintiffs argued the league restricted competition and sold the out-of-market sports package at an inflated price. The NFL pledged to contest the decision, and that decision wasn't as huge as it could have been. The plaintiffs are seeking $7 billion in damages. And as Team USA fills their roster with which athletes will represent the country in the Olympics, Speedo is unveiling the U.S. Federation suit ahead of the Summer Games. The company says its Fast Skin 2.0 design is the official choice for its global team roster. It says the launch celebrates the Olympic trials in Indianapolis. This year's Speedo athletes are Regan Smith, Caleb Dressel, Ryan Murphy, Kieran Smith, and Abby Weitzel. The Summer Olympic Games start July 26th. Meanwhile, over in Rhode Island, a bit of history was made at the U.S. Senior Open today. Frank Bensel Jr. hit back-to-back hole-in-ones in the second round. The Jupiter, Florida native hit the aces on the par 3 4th and 5th holes at the Newport Country Club. According to the PGA Tour champions, no golfer has ever made back-to-back aces in any tour-sanctioned event on record. Unfortunately, the shots, they weren't even caught on camera because it was too early in the day. The only video is of Bensel getting his ball after the second hole-in-one. The National Hole-in-One Registry says the odds of making 2 hole-in-ones in one in single round are 67 million to 1, but I guess no one will ever see it. We'll be right back.
The Stars and Stripes savings must end July 4th at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Get great rebates up to $3,000, plus up to 50% off closeouts. We guarantee the lowest appliance prices on top brands at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2024. Vote for the Best of Madison online today, including Buck and Honey's for Best Restaurant, Best Catering, Best New Restaurant, and Best Outdoor Dining. Vote online for Buck and Honey's today.
Get an 11% rebate on everything now at Menards. Stay cool this summer with portable air conditioners from Pelonis. They're easy to install and adjust and feature 3-in-1 comfort, meaning they cool, dehumidify, and ventilate. Pick one up for $177.99 after rebate. Transform your home with top appliance brands including KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and Criterion. Get this Whirlpool side-by-side refrigerator today for $11.98. Plus, get an 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
This famous wood fence from the show Home Improvement had to have boards replaced 13 times in only 9 years. Our fences outlast wood 3 to 1 and are all backed by our extensive lifetime warranty. This month, save $1,000 on your project. Visit the website or call the number for your new fence today.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com. We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
Empire makes it so easy that you just don't need to shop around.
Real customers share their stories about Empire today.
Everything from the beginning to the end of the process was perfect. It only took 3 days from start to finish. Their installation was unbelievable. I am so glad that we chose Empire. Everything that we need to get it done and get it done right. The new flooring just changes your whole house.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. Chevy Truck's advanced camera technology lets you see over, under, through. Up to 8 available cameras and 14 views, so you can focus on the view that really matters. Don't miss a thing. Chevy's got you. Get 1.9% financing on this 2024 Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. Or get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
The time to save is now during Ashley's Stars and Stripes mattress event. Get the guaranteed lowest prices on top mattress brands. Save up to $1,200 instantly on adjustable mattress sets and special financing for 60 months. Save now at Ashley.
Kyle Pozorski, News 3 Now, weekend mornings, moving forward.
A pleasant weekend ahead before some more storms, please.
That is right. We're still going to track a few thunderstorms here. Garden variety, non-severe as we begin to wrap up on this Friday. Maybe scooting some more shower and thunderstorm activity through the early morning hours across Juneau, Adams, Waushara, Green Lake, and Marquette County. Certainly farther north, you'll have the better chance. But I just want to give folks a peace of mind as we begin to wrap up on this Friday that there are no severe thunderstorms right now. It has been certainly a very active couple of weeks here. So any way that I can help the viewers get a little peace of mind here when there's thunderstorms, I will consider myself a good meteorologist. We quiet out through the weekend.
You're a great meteorologist, Blaze.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Have a good weekend.